Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. That's a little bit better. That means may God's peace and blessings be upon all of you. And when you say wa alaikum salam, you are telling me that, okay, same to you also. So I appreciate that. We are about to start the program. First of all, welcome everybody. Thank you so much. In Islamic tradition, we start the program with recitation of Quran. So my favorite Woodland girl, my niece, Ayesha Sadiq, she is going to recite Quran and share little translation with us also. Ayesha Sadiq, thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ولنبلونكم بشيء من الخوف والجوع ونقص من الأموال والأنفس والثمرات وبشر الصابرين الذين إذا أصابتهم مصيبة قالوا إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون أولئك عليهم صلاة من ربهم ورحمة وأولئك هم المهتدون صدق الله العظيم. And now I'll give you guys the English translation. And we will surely test you with something of fear and hunger and a loss of wealth and lives and fruits. But give glad tidings to those who are patient, who, when the disaster strikes them, say, indeed we belong to Allah, and indeed to Him we will return. Those are the ones upon whom are blessings from their Lord and mercy, and it is those who are the rightly guided. Jazakallah.
Thank you, Aisha. Wonderful message. Fasting, all day is kind of rough at the start of the days, in first days, and then it works out okay. Some people say it's really much better throughout the day when we are fasting than not fasting. Anyhow, thank you, Aisha. Rameesha, could you please join us? Another favorite niece of mine, she came all the way from Sacramento. She was a UCD student not too long ago, and this young lady is fasting, alhamdulillah. She has been fasting, and probably she will share her experiences. I don't know exactly what she's going to say, but she's a very good, articulate person. So please, Rameea Sattar from Sacramento.
Hi, Assalamu alaikum. I hope everyone is having a wonderful evening and a blessed Ramadan. Can everyone hear me? Yes? Okay, great. So as Uncle Khalid said, my name is Rameea Sattar, and I'm a recent graduate from UC Davis. Uncle Khalid asked me to be here tonight to talk a little bit about Ramadan and my experience with it. So I hope I do justice in bringing that to you, inshallah. So Ramadan, it's a beautiful time of the year where Muslims all around the world are fasting for 30 days, from sunrise to sunset, not eating food in that period. And to my non-Muslims friends, yes, not even drinking water. We get on with life as we take on the greatest acts of faith, but many will attest that the challenge is more mental rather than physical. Feeling weak or lethargic by the end of the day is common, but the body adjusts, and the willpower is extraordinary. As with any sort of training, fasting gets easier as you go on. Yes, we might stare at you as you gulp down that delicious black drink called coffee, but what people of other faiths may not realize is that they are participating in our spiritual boot camp. They're helping Muslims build that willpower in more ways than one. As NBA Hall of Famer Hakeem Olajuwon once said, if people are eating and drinking in front of you, the willpower of the Muslim should be stronger. That is what the training is for. It's like somebody who swims in a pool or somebody who's swimming in the ocean. The ocean is stronger, so it makes a better swimmer. People crave a sense of being valued by others, feeling an attachment to a community. And that is why so many Muslims hold on to Ramadan, even or maybe especially when tough times face the community. As a student, it really tests your concentration and focus by the end of the day when midterm seasons come rolling around every couple weeks. But finding a good way to be distracted and making that time pass quickly is really helpful. Fellow students I know use this time to make a concerted effort to be more present in prayer, mindful about what they eat, so they combine that spiritual practice with that modern wellness movement. It's normal. The first week you'll feel disoriented. Then, like any practice, you get used to it. And it becomes something you want to do. It's a time of happiness and personal peace. You make an extra effort to make everything you can think of for that evening meal, joining your family, which is always a full table. The peace you feel during Ramadan, it's beautiful. It's difficult to explain because most people can't get past the idea of no food or drink, but you gain so much spiritually. It's a different, calmer perspective. You put yourself in the shoes of people who live this reality every day, and it reminds you to be grateful and patient for what you have and what you don't have. Fasting during Ramadan isn't just about resisting that temptation to eat and drink. It is also means to know general bad behaviors. Instead, you want to practice love, charity, kindness, and prayer, which is prioritized. So you consider it a spiritual detox. You increase your act of worship with God, and it's important to note that worship includes going to work in the morning to earn money for your family, texting your BFF to see if they're doing okay, dragging yourself out in the middle of the night to calm your crying baby. All of these are acts of worship. Making your spouse laugh, smiling at people, cooking for your family and others, showing patience and hanging in there even though you're going through depression is an act of worship. Apologizing to someone to mend the relationship is an act of worship. This month is about serving others, and the Prophet ﷺ favorited people who benefited others the most. We spend 11 months of the year focusing on what feeds our body. It's worth taking the opportunity for this month to ask how we can feed our souls. By building that connection with God, being mindful and grateful for the blessings that we have and consume every day. It's a special type of worship that is incredibly both sacred and fulfilling, and it gives a spiritual dimension to being unapologetically Muslim in America. Thank you.
Thank you, Felicia. Wonderful. You mean smiling at your spouse is a good thing too? Goodness gracious. Asking tough times to... thank you so much, Rameesha. She came all the way from Fair Oaks to share her pearls of wisdom with us. Quickly, I'm going to introduce some important people in our Woodland community, our leaders over here. So I want everybody to please come on over. Ahad, Usman. Now, we are working very hard in the mosque here on this location, but as most of you heard that there's a new building coming up in near future, inshallah. Hopefully this is a historic event. This is the history of us here. We'll try to make it that way, the next iftar, next place, but I'm going to pray to God that it does happen that way. So I want everybody to pray also like that for us. These are the very important people in our community. They are administration of this Muslim Mosque Association. They are very selfless people, and they are working hard for making this a place of peace and harmony. And similarly, we will go to next place, and it will be even better. Zuhur Ahmed, he is our treasurer and member of the board of directors. Usman Sadiq, he have had so many hats, just like Jesse Salinas. I can't keep track of them, but he's in charge. He's Caltrans senior engineer and in charge of our construction also. Ali Khadam, everybody knows Ali Khatam. What can I say? He is really such an important role for interfaith community and intra-community also. So we appreciate him. Ahad Parvez, he is our leader over here these days. He is president of the board of directors, and he's a very successful businessman, and we really appreciate his efforts. And Afzal Chaudhry, he is director also, and he keeps everything in order over here in the mosque. So appreciate that. Mubarak also is board of directors in the mosque, and very active in with kids and all other activities. Bashir Chaudhry, another Caltrans guy, he's working with Usman Sadiq. And Harun Bhai, he is in charge of, we have a funeral home here. And some people over here know we got it approved and everything, and he's in charge of the funeral home. But if there is some death or anything, call Bashir Chaudhry, not Harun. He will take care of it later on. And Abrar Chaudhry, he is our sound engineer. He's not only active here, sets up things, but in lots of other programs. He just got married a couple of years ago, and he's hard to find these days, but I do find him sometimes. Thank you so much, everybody. Now, they get very busy, so for Iftar, so I just wanted to... Now, Reverend Larry Love. When you talk about Larry Love, love is in his name, and he is true to his name also. I would like to request him to come over and make a prayer, interfaith prayer for speedy construction of our place, new place, and all other good things. Could you introduce yourself, what a WEM is, and what you do, and which church, etc., please?
Good evening, I'm Larry Love. I'm the pastor of the Christian Church, Disciples of Christ of Woodland, and the current president of Woodland Ecumenical and Multi-Faith Ministries, also known as WEM. Once again, I am grateful to be invited to be with you for this Interfaith Community Iftar dinner. I so very much enjoy being with you and being treated to the wonderful food that you so graciously share. Khalid asked me to share a little bit about Woodland Ecumenical and Multi-Faith Ministries. We are a faith-based organization that has been in existence here in Woodland for some 35 or 40 years. We are made up of 10 Christian congregations, the Woodland Muslim Mosque, and our newest members are a group called Sikhs Serving Yolo County. We meet monthly, we have a meal together, we conduct some business, and also very often have someone come and share a presentation from some group in Woodland that is serving Woodland, the well-being of Woodland in some way. WEM also co-hosts, along with American Muslim Voice and the mosque here, an annual peace picnic at Ferns Park. We do an interfaith Thanksgiving worship service and some anti-racism training events, along with other activities through the year. Allow me to share with you the purpose statement of WEM. The purpose of WEM shall be to call together diverse faith communities to foster unity, service, and fellowship. The vision of WEM is to be and become a beloved community. And I'm so very grateful to have a group like WEM here in Woodland, and I am especially pleased that the Woodland Muslim Mosque has become and continues to be an integral part of WEM. And I must say how very grateful I am to the people of this mosque for your commitment to the well-being of the community of Woodland. In a very vulnerable time for you, just after 9/11, you chose to reach out to the community of Woodlands primarily through Khalid Saeed. You reached out to this community to help us get acquainted with you, to invite us to dinner with you, first over at the Woodland Library in the League Room, and then at the Peace Picnic, and then here at the mosque. You have been a life-giving, peacemaking presence among us at a time when many people were expressing fear of the Muslim community. I am so glad that you are part of Woodland and Yolo County, the community we have here. And I'm pleased with the good work that you do among us. And I also want to take a moment to give a shout out to American Muslim Voice, led by Samina Sundus and Khalid Saeed and Ali Ghazali, who is also here taking photographs this evening. And thank you for the good work that you have done bridging barriers here in Woodland, around Northern California and beyond. And I rejoice with all of you here at the mosque that next year we may be enjoying this iftar dinner in a brand new building over at the corner of East and Oak Streets. Congratulations. I know this has been a long process, something like 5 years getting ready to do this. And I pray to God that the construction will go smoothly and quickly, and soon you will have the worship, the learning, and community space that you so richly deserve. Let us pray together that that would be a reality. Oh, good God, compassionate and gracious God, we thank you that you are so very present in this community and that you are working in wonderful and compassionate ways. And we thank you for the Woodland Muslim Mosque being among us. And we thank you for this new opportunity before them, for the construction of this new mosque and Islamic center. May the work go smoothly and quickly, and may you very soon be worshiped in that space. And thank you, God, for this opportunity to gather here this night, to be together as your beloved children. Thank you. Amen. And once again, on behalf of WEM and myself, I thank you for all that you do for the city of Woodland, for your gracious hospitality, for the difference that you make here, because you simply make this a better place to live by your presence here and by your peacemaking, community-building work that you do. Peace be upon you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you so much. We have a guest here today. It's our maiden voyage here, first time in this program and first time in the mosque. I am very excited to welcome her. When I came here, nobody can say Khalid properly. So they have been calling me so many different ways. I forgot how to say my name properly. But now, if we read our new mayor's name, not hear it, read it, I have been confused up till today. So I have enrolled a former mayor to come here, Angel Barajas, our current city council member and former mayor. He is going to say the name properly and invite her to this podium. Thank you, Angel.
Thank you, Khalid. I don't know how to spell it, but I know how to pronounce it. Spelling it is a little tougher. My name is Angel Barajas. I'm a council member from the city of Woodland. First and foremost, I'm proud to be here today amongst you, our community members, for a very important day of the year. And as a community, we come together to break bread, to be able to talk about life, family, and faith, and we talk about our future, and with God in that presence. And we have here a community member that is very important to the city of Woodland. She's the mayor and the first Latina mayor of the city of Woodland. And if we can get Xochitl Rodriguez to come up to the podium, please. Xochitl here is my colleague on the city council. She was elected in 2016 here in the city of Woodland, but she's also very active in our military, and she is also a community member. She represents Spring Lake District, and she really cares about the Muslim American community here for the city of Woodland and other important communities as well. So without further ado, here is our mayor, Xochitl Rodriguez.
Thank you, Councilor Barajas. Thank you, Khalid, and the Muslim community. It's an honor to be here, join you during this iftar dinner. And as Khalid said, in the past I've happened to be out of town during your dinner, and I'm so glad I get to make it in today. It's a beautiful evening, and I know you guys are observing Ramadan, and during this time of the year, and what you may have any other time of the year, we think about perseverance and patience, and we have a lot of time to reflect, and also think about those that may live in fear in any part of the world. And when I think about individuals that live in fear in any part of the world, I think about the commitment that we have, that we make in working as a community to teach others what other religions are about, what other cultures are about, and to hold their hand to help them learn about how we practice and we preach love and we preach peace. And it's a constant movement. We're never done, right? Because we just never know what's going to happen out there in the world. And so I appreciate the Woodland Mosque and Islamic Center for opening their doors to the community. You guys bring so much, and as we're out there, whether it may be shopping, getting to work, us here in Woodland, we know that we are one and that we work together. And that we are here to accept each other and to open our arms to each other whenever we need it. And so for that I am thankful. I'm thankful to be here. And while I may not been in this mosque before, I remember when I was younger, I used to walk by here all the time. And there's a tree out here that was growing oranges. I don't know if it's still out there, but I remember I used to think it was lemons. And I once had a neighbor who needed a lemon to make pozole. It's a Mexican soup with hominy. And so I said, oh, I know where I can find some lemons for you. So sure enough, there I went and picked some lemons. And my neighbor was not too happy because she thought her pozole was too sweet. So we can dash a little bit of salt and all will be okay. But I grew up in Yolano Donnelly, so my passage down North Street going to school, to Lee Junior High, to Woodland High was constant, and I went to school with members of the Muslim community. My first job, I worked alongside members of the Muslim community, and I remember being taught, Assalamu alaikum. Walaikum assalam. That's right, and that's how we started our day because our cooks were from the Muslim community, and so we're very thankful for that. That was my first teaching of the Muslim community and culture. So I want to go ahead and congratulate you for the groundbreaking of your new mosque. We, the city, I, the mayor, and our council members here have a proclamation for you. And Khalid, if you allow me, I'll go ahead and read it and present it to you, the members of the mosque, and friends of the mosque, and of course the board of directors. And you guys are, yes, please join us up here. Thank you. Well, if you're eating, it's okay. We know you're supporting. So this is the City of Woodland Mayoral Proclamation in recognition of the Woodland Mosque and Islamic Center. Whereas the Woodland Mosque and Islamic Center embraces all ethnic and religious groups and is a community center for all, an educational institution, and a place of spiritual uplifting and personal development. And whereas the Woodland Mosque Board of Directors promote dedication to community service and interreligious dialogue. And whereas for over 30 years, the Woodland Mosque at North Street has provided prayer services for both men and women. And whereas on May 8, 2019, the Woodland Mosque celebrated the groundbreaking for a new Woodland Mosque and Islamic Center along the East Street corridor in the city of Woodland. And whereas the Woodland Mosque, through its affiliation with the American Muslim Voice, American Pakistani Foundation, and Interfaith Community, continually promote peace and harmony in the community through events such as the annual Peace Picnic Challenge of Abraham, and most recently, the Muslim Youth Leadership Conference. And whereas every 9th month of the Islamic calendar, the Muslim community observes Ramadan and opens its doors to the community with an interfaith community iftar dinner. And whereas the Woodland Mosque will continue to foster a culture of acceptance, mutual respect and harmony for all members of the community. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Xochitl Rodriguez, Mayor to the City of Woodland, do hereby recognize the Woodland Mosque and Islamic Center for its commitment to healing America and all Americans locally and nationally. Dated May 25th, 2019. Thank you for all you do. Thank you for all you do. Khalid, thank you so much.